And once more we begin. What have we today? I see. Well then, let us start. Power Rangers are known for many things, but even though power is within their name, outside of those in the know, few choose to truly view with absolute objectivity who among them might be the most powerful. Granted, it is a nuanced topic, considering there will always be room for debate and different interpretations, so this is by no means a definitive ranking, even by my standards. As I always do, I shall only take visual confirmation as proof of power, with little to no statements, alleged feats, or comparison to others. I have quite the distaste for those methods, but they can serve, if incredibly explicit and clear. Side note, I will use as little of the Power Rangers comics as possible, as they are less known, which means no characters from there. Either way, let us begin. Generally, to discuss power, the most common and comprehensive method is to judge the 10 most powerful. So this is what we shall do, beginning with number 10, the least powerful. Number 10, Tori Hansen, Ninja Storm. As a Ninja Storm Ranger, Tori has been trained in ninjutsu and also possesses the power to control water. The reason she is above so many others, including the other Ninja Rangers, is because she fought her entire team unmorphed. However, unlike in other instances of this, she did not fight her real team, but an alternate version of them. These alternates lost to the villains, who were heroes in that universe, which the real Ninja Storm Rangers were never beaten by until the finale. In addition, Tori did not defeat them, simply managing to hold her own until help arrived. Still, her feat was incredibly impressive due to her non-powered state. Number 9, Dylan, RPM. The RPM Rangers are some of the most powerful there are, considering their main antagonist is a constantly evolving, world-destroying AI supercomputer, with the next enemy always being stronger than the last, but opposing him, against his expectations, was one of his creations. Dylan had been experimented on by Venjix to become an infiltration soldier in his army, implanted with cybernetics to obey his master, and gives him abilities far beyond the average person, perhaps even those with superior training. This mechanical enhancement already puts Dylan above the other Rangers in his team unmorphed. But even morphed, Ranger Operator Series Black still possesses an edge. Each operator suit has a special ability, and Dylan's is a shield that makes him practically invulnerable, as long as he believes it will protect him. Though it is not the strongest ability on his team, that would be Series Blue's ability to stop time, with his part robot nature, he remains above them in terms of power. Number 8, Leo Corbett, from Lost Galaxy. Most Red Rangers unlock battleizers as the season goes on, and they usually always provide a notable increase in strength. However, they are often used against individual monsters and destroyed at the end of the season. Leo, while not being the most powerful Red Ranger on his own, possesses one of the most powerful battleizers ever. The star used to create it was said to make the user invincible, and though that might not entirely be true, it was the only weapon strong enough to destroy the molted version of Trakina. No battleizer has ever been enough to defeat the final villain on its own, and since Green Trakina, as they call her, was apparently stronger than Olympius of Lightspeed Rescue, it would no doubt have worked on other villains as well. Number 7, Samurai Red. The Samurai Rangers are the first team to have 2 active Rangers with the exact same color and suit, in Jaden and Lauren Shiba. Not only have they trained since birth, which is more than nearly any other Ranger can say, save perhaps Cameron Watanabe, but their Samurizers allow them to conjure all sorts of things: fire, horses, protective seals, and they have access to a battleizer of their own in both the Black Box and Shogun mode. In short, their training, versatile powers, and battleizer modes make them stronger than many other Rangers. Number 6, Nick Russell, Mystic Force. Very similar to the Samurai Rangers, the Mystic Force powers allow one to cast magic. The difference being one uses symbol power and the other spells. However, symbol power is limited to the user's ability to properly draw symbols. Magic may require spells, but they are easier to learn. In addition, the spells they learn act as ranger power-ups, similar to the black box. Examples of this include the Mystic Force Fighters and the Mystic Muscles. Nick may not be as well trained, but he also possesses a powerful battleizer, the first allowing one of the rangers on this list to fly. A notable achievement. And finally, he has matched Korag time and time again, one of the most powerful generals in the series as a whole. This means he would also be more powerful than the Wolf Warrior, due to one unspoken rule of Power Rangers. Evil Rangers become weaker when they turn to good. Number 5. Anubis Kruger. The commander of SPD may not have power-ups or magic, but he makes up for that lack in battle experience and combat prowess. For many years he was a general on his planet, fighting wars and protecting his people. Morphed into the Shadow Ranger, he becomes even stronger. Alone he defeated 100 henchmen at a time, another feat no ranger had ever been able to replicate on screen. He also defeated Emperor Grum twice in a one-on-one battle, making him among the few to defeat their main villain. With his near undefeated Shadow Saber, Kruger is a force to be reckoned with. Number 4. Orion, Super Megaforce. The Super Megaforce Rangers in general have the most potential out of any Ranger team to exist. They can turn into any previous team's members, even those of different colors, as well as use extra powers obtained from unadapted Sentai seasons. But I have not mentioned them so far because while it makes them potentially the most powerful, they are not as well versed in using said power as those whom they actually belong to. Also, the red battleizers cannot be accessed by legendary ranger keys. But for Orion, little of that matters. The 6th Ranger, by default, is meant to be stronger than any individual member of the team. So regardless of experience, and while he cannot turn into every single 6th Ranger, with Kruger being one of those exceptions, Orion possesses the sheer power to match the others on this list. Number 3. Magna Defender, Lost Galaxy. The Magna Defender. A warrior consumed by vengeance. He will do anything to accomplish his goal and destroy anyone in his way. This makes him more dangerous than most, as he is not likely to be reasoned with save on rare occasions. He is stronger than the Lost Galaxy team on his own, has defeated an enemy possessing the lights of Orion, and has thousands of years of experience. There also exists no legendary ranger key for him, meaning the Super Megaforce Rangers do not have access to his power. But however strong he may be, the Magna Defender's greatest feat was not even accomplished by the original Magna Defender. When Mike Corbett was given the powers, he was able to hold open the rift to the Lost Galaxy by using the Defender's Megazord mode, which could be counted as a Zord feat, except the Defender himself transforms into it, though if you do not wish to count this, you are welcome to switch Orion's position on the list with the Defenders. This is yet another feat no Ranger has ever matched, and one nearly unquantifiable in terms of power. Though in the end doing so destroyed the Morpher, this showing alone was enough to earn him a high seat on this list. Number 2. Zeo Gold. Yet another mantle carried by two heroes in the same season, and this time they have an extra special ability. While Orion can use this transformation, the Gold Zeo Ranger will always be more powerful than him. Experience aside, a special property of the Zeo powers is that the longer they are possessed, the more powerful they become. The Gold Zeo powers were confirmed to be drawing power from the same base source as the Zeo crystals, meaning the power increase applies to them, and Trey of Triforia has possessed them for far longer than Orion ever could. The fact that he is a 6th Ranger, as well as his exponential growth of power, means he is nearly unmatched, save by one. Number 1. Tommy Oliver. If you watched the series at all, you would have known who would be the most powerful. Tommy Oliver. He was the leader of 3 different teams and has worn 5 different suits. As the Green Ranger, he defeated the entire Mighty Morphin team on his own. As the White Ranger, he defeated Lord Zed in combat and broke his staff. He was also a Zeo Ranger, meaning over the years that power has greatly increased. Both the Red Turbo and Black Dino Thunder powers add to his arsenal, and with his Master Morpher, he can swap freely between each form. On top of this, he is one of the greatest martial artists in Ranger history. Overall, there are many reasons why Tommy is the strongest, and this is nearly unanimously agreed upon. There, it is done, and I believe it to be fairly accurate. However, there will always be room for debate, different interpretations. For example, Tori's feat could be considered a one-time thing since it was an alternate universe. Perhaps Red Rangers as a whole should dominate due to their battleizers. Perhaps the Time Force and Dino Charge Rangers should be the entire list, since they have access to time travel. But I prefer what I have here. What I have said today is only based on my observation and thoughts. And perhaps those will change. Time will tell. But for now, it ends. I hope the time you spent here was worth it. All right, bonus ending scene. Unexpected, is it not? For this, I decided to just pick something random. Let me see. Yes. Tommy Oliver, as everyone knows, if you watch the show, has a very, very particular battle cry. Let me see if I can replicate that. Anyway, that is it. Goodbye.